The council meeting room was huge and round. Hundreds of aliens from different planets sat in rows that went up high like stairs. The room buzzed with strange languages and the soft hum of translator devices. Ambassador Peters, Captain Allen, and 5 other humans stood in the center of the room. They felt small as all the alien eyes watched them. "I don't like this setup," Allen whispered to Peters. "We're surrounded." Peters kept her smile in place. "Stay calm, Captain. This is normal for first meetings." A tall alien with skin that changed colors like oil on water stepped to the speaking platform. This was High Leader Vorx. His long fingers tapped a control panel. "Humans of Earth," Vorx's voice boomed through the translators. "The Galactic Council welcomes you." The alien spoke many words about peace and cooperation. He talked about the Council's long history and how they helped new species join the galactic community. His speech went on for almost an hour. The humans stood patiently. Alan's legs were getting tired, but he kept his posture straight. This was too important to show any weakness. Finally, Vorx's tone changed. "Now we must discuss Earth's place in our community," he said. His skin turned a deeper blue. "The Council has studied your planet's history and development." Peters stepped forward. "We are eager to share our culture and learn from yours." Vorx held up a hand to stop her. "Your species concerns us greatly. You fight wars over small differences. You develop weapons faster than any species we have encountered. Your technology advances too quickly." Peters frowned. "With respect, High Leader, all intelligent species have violent histories. It's part of growing up." "Most species stop fighting before they reach the stars," said another alien from the seats. This one was short with thick fur and large ears. "Humans still build weapons while exploring space." Captain Allen spoke up. "We need protection. The universe is dangerous." "Yes," Vorx agreed. "And that is why we have made a decision about Earth." The room went very quiet. Even the translators seemed to pause. "Earth will accept these terms," Vorx continued. "First, a council base will be built in your solar system to watch all human activities. Second, humans may only settle on Earth and 3 other planets that we will choose for you. Third, all military ships must be destroyed." Ambassador Peters' face showed shock. "And what do we get in return?" "We will share some of our basic technology. We will protect Earth from outside threats," Vorx said. "This is very generous." Alan stepped forward. "This sounds like you want to put us in a cage." Vorx's skin flickered red for a moment. "This is for the safety of the galaxy, including your own safety." Another council member stood up. This one looked almost like a giant insect. "Our computer models show that free humans will cause war within 50 years. The risk is too high." Peters gathered herself. "We need to discuss this with our government. These terms are unexpected." Vorx shook his head. "There is nothing to discuss. These are not suggestions. These are the conditions for Earth to join the galactic community." Alan felt anger rise in his chest, but Peters placed a warning hand on his arm. "And if we refuse?" Peters asked quietly. Vorx's skin turned dark purple. "That would be most unwise." The human delegation exchanged worried glances. This wasn't a welcome. It was a threat. News of the Council's demands reached Earth quickly. President Olivia Martinez called an emergency meeting with leaders from all countries. The big meeting room in New York was full of angry voices. "They want to control us," shouted one leader, pounding his fist on the table. "But their technology could help millions of our people," argued another. President Martinez stood up. The room quieted. She was a strong woman with gray hair and a calm voice that people listened to. "Let's hear directly from our team," she said. On the big screen, Ambassador Peters and Captain Allen appeared. They looked tired after their meeting with the Council. "Ambassador, tell us exactly what happened," Martine said. Peters explained everything. She told them about the Council's fear of humans and their demand to restrict Earth's growth. "Can we negotiate better terms?" asked Martinez. Peters shook her head. They say this is not open for discussion. They claim this is what they do with all dangerous species. Admiral Frank Jones, the head of Earth's Space Fleet, spoke next. He was a large man with a deep voice. Madam President, they want us to destroy our defensive ships while they put their own military base in our system. This is like a lion asking a deer to pull out its own teeth. Dr. Lily Rivera, the science director, studied the data from her tablet. The technology they offer is advanced, but it's like giving a child a toy version of a real tool. They're holding back the important stuff. How long do we have to decide? Asked Martinez. 3 Earth days, Captain Allen answered from the screen. But their body language suggests they expect us to say yes right away. Martinez turned to a woman in a blue uniform. General, what can we do if they decide to force us? General Kate Brown's face was serious. Not enough, Madam President. Their ships are far more powerful than ours. The room was quiet. The situation seemed hopeless. Then a thin man with glasses stood up from the back of the room. This was Dr. Sam Rivera, head of the Secret Projects Division. Madam President, maybe I should tell you about Project Nightfall now, he said quietly. The security guards looked at Martinez. She nodded, and they locked the doors and turned on special devices to block any listening technology. Dr. Rivera showed pictures of small, special ships hidden on Mars and Jupiter's moon. We built these ships after first contact, just in case, he explained. They can leave the solar system without being detected. Each can carry 50 people to start a new colony far away. Admiral Jones looked surprised. I wasn't told about this. Few people were, Martinez said. Continue, Doctor. If we need to, we can send our best people to new worlds beyond the Council's reach. They can't catch all of us. The room was silent as everyone thought about this option. Finally, Martinez spoke. We will not accept being treated like children or prisoners. Ambassador Peters, tell the Council that Earth respectfully declines their terms. We want to be friends and partners, not pets. The vote was quick and united. Earth would not surrender. The Council's response came fast. One morning, people on Earth looked up to see new lights in the sky. 40 big alien ships had arrived and positioned themselves around Earth's solar system. Admiral Jones rushed into the President's office without knocking. Madam President, we're surrounded. President Martinez was already looking at the reports. Are they attacking? No, said Jones, but they've stopped 3 of our ships that tried to leave the system. They turned them back without firing a shot. Martinez's face was grim. They've put us in a box. In the next few days, the situation became clear. The Council ships formed a barrier around the entire solar system. Any human ship that tried to pass was forced to turn around. Earth was trapped. General Brown entered the room with Communications Director Paul Harris. Madam President, they blocked all our long-range messages except for one channel. They want to talk only through their main ship. What are they saying? Martinez asked. Harris played the message. A tall alien with color-changing skin appeared on the screen. People of Earth, your refusal to accept our terms is disappointing but not unexpected. Your quarantine will continue until you reconsider. We invite President Martinez to attend a special council session to discuss a more favorable arrangement. Martinez turned off the screen. They think we'll give up if they squeeze us hard enough. What do we do now? Asked General Brown. We can't fight them all. Martinez was quiet for a moment. Then she pressed a button on her desk. Send in Dr. Rivera. Dr. Rivera entered, carrying a small device. Project Nightfall is ready, Madam President. Explain it again for everyone, she ordered. We have 25 small, special ships hidden throughout our solar system, Rivera said. They use new technology that makes them nearly invisible to Council sensors. Each ship carries 50 of our best people and enough supplies to start a colony. They also carry libraries of human knowledge and technology. Admiral Jones looked concerned. Can they really get past the blockade? They don't try to break through, Rivera explained. They take unusual paths and only use faster-than-light travel when they're far from Council ships. Our tests show they should be able to escape without being detected. Martinez stood up and walked to the window. She could see one of the alien ships in the distance, a dark shape against the blue sky. If we stay trapped, humanity has no future, she said quietly. If we surrender, we become pets, but if we can plant seeds of humanity beyond their reach. She turned to face the others. Start Project Nightfall immediately. Don't tell me the destinations. It's safer if I don't know. What about you, Madam President? Asked General Brown. They want you to meet with them. Martinez smiled. I'll go. My job is to keep their attention on Earth while our ships slip away. I'll talk, argue, delay, whatever it takes to buy time. That night, under the cover of darkness, the first Nightfall ship quietly left its hiding place on Mars. No alarms sounded on the Council vessels. They didn't see the small ship moving slowly away, carrying humanity's future with it. One by one, more ships would follow in the coming weeks. Earth would stand strong and appear to negotiate, while secretly ensuring humanity's survival among the stars. The Nightfall ship Hope moved slowly through the dark space beyond Mars. Inside, Captain Lily Chen checked the systems again. 50 people slept in special pods that kept them safe during the long journey ahead. Any sign they've noticed us? She asked her pilot, Jack Wells. Jack shook his head. Nothing. Their sensors are still focused on the main travel routes. Lily looked at the small screen showing Earth and the Council ships around it. From this distance, they looked like tiny dots of light. Setting course for Target Alpha, Jack said. We'll go to light speed once we're past Jupiter. Lily nodded. The other ships? 7 have already left. The rest will follow over the next month. Back on Earth, President Martinez prepared for her meeting with the Council. She wore a simple blue suit and carried a small bag. General Brown walked with her to the landing pad where a Council shuttle waited. Remember, Madam President, your job is to buy time, Brown said quietly. Project Nightfall needs 3 more weeks to complete all launches. Martinez nodded. I understand. I'll talk in circles if I have to. The alien shuttle was smooth and silver, with no visible windows. 2 tall Council guards waited at the door. They looked at Martinez with their large, dark eyes. President of Earth, we will take you to High Leader Orcs, one said. Martinez turned to General Brown. Keep Earth safe while I'm gone. The journey to the Council station took 6 hours. Martinez spent the time studying notes about alien customs and practicing what she would say. She knew this meeting was important, not to change the Council's mind, but to keep their attention on her. On the secret Nightfall ship Freedom, Dr. Sam Rivera loaded the last data drives into the ship's computer. Is it all there? Asked Commander Eric Lee. Everything, Sam answered. Human history, medical knowledge, engineering, art, music, the best of what we've created. Not bad for a backup plan, Eric said. The ship was hidden in a small base under the ice of Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. How many colonists do we have? Sam asked. 48, Eric replied. Scientists, doctors, farmers, engineers, even a few artists and a teacher. Enough skills to build a new community. On another Nightfall ship called Future, Dr. Linda West checked the seeds and plant samples in the cargo hold. They had thousands of Earth plants preserved for new worlds. These will grow on planets similar to Earth, she explained to the crew. We can make new homes that remind us of where we came from. One by one, the Nightfall ships slipped away from their hiding places. They took unusual paths through the solar system, staying far from the Council's blockade. When they reached safe distance, they jumped to faster-than-light speed and disappeared into the vastness of space. President Martinez stepped into the Grand Council chamber. Hundreds of alien eyes watched her. She took a deep breath and walked forward with her head high. High Leader Vorex, she said in a strong voice. "I come to discuss the future of Earth and humanity's place in the galaxy." Vorex's skin shifted to a deep blue. "We are pleased you have reconsidered our generous offer." Martinez smiled slightly. "I'm here to talk about better options for both of us." As she began her carefully prepared speech, another Nightfall ship quietly left the solar system, carrying humanity's hope to the stars. 3 years passed. Earth remained surrounded by council ships. President Martinez met with the aliens many times. Each time, the council offered slightly better deals, but they always wanted to control humans. "We will allow 5 colony planets instead of 3, High Leader Vorex said during one meeting. "We will share more advanced technology," he offered in another. But Earth always said no. They wanted freedom, not a bigger cage. On the council's main station, Vorex was meeting with other alien leaders. Their skin colors showed they were calm and confident. "The humans will give up soon," said council member Zin. "They cannot live forever cut off from the rest of the galaxy." Suddenly, a young alien rushed into the room. He looked very upset. "High Leader, urgent news," the messenger said, holding out a datapad. Vorex took it and read the screen. His skin turned pale gray, a sign of shock. "This cannot be true," he whispered. But it was. A council exploration ship had found a human settlement on a planet in the Cygnus star cluster, very far from Earth and well beyond the blockade. "How is this possible?" asked Zin. "No human ships escaped our blockade." More reports came in over the next few days. Council ships found another human colony, then another. Soon, they had discovered 7 different human settlements on planets across the galaxy. Vorex called an emergency meeting of all council members. The big meeting room was filled with confused and angry aliens. "We have found human colonies on 7 different worlds," Vorex announced. His skin flickered between colors as he spoke, showing his distress. "And our scouts report signs of even more." "How did they get past our ships?" demanded one council member. A small alien with 6 eyes stood up. This was Science Director Quill. "Our analysis shows these colonies started before our blockade was complete. The humans must have sent out ships as soon as they suspected we might restrict them." The room filled with noise as the aliens argued. "Worse news," continued Quill when the room quieted. "These colonies have developed new technologies we haven't seen before. Their defenses are strong. Some have new types of energy shields that our weapons cannot easily penetrate." Vorex's skin turned dark blue. "We tried to prevent human expansion, but instead we caused exactly what we feared most. We thought we were containing one dangerous world, but now we face many human worlds spread across the galaxy, beyond our easy reach." An old council member stood slowly. "In my 300 years on this council, I have never seen such a mistake. The humans outsmarted us." On one of the human colony worlds, named New Hope, Captain Lily Chen stood on a hill looking at their growing settlement. In 3 years, they had built homes, farms, and a small research center. 200 people now lived here, including new babies born on this distant planet. Their radio suddenly picked up a signal. It was from another human colony called Freedom, which they had discovered 6 months ago. "New Hope, this is Freedom. We've found another colony. They call their planet Future. That makes 3 colonies in contact now, with more out there to find." Chen smiled. Humanity wasn't trapped after all. They were spreading among the stars, just as they had always dreamed of doing. 10 years after first contact, the big council meeting room looked very different. Humans sat among the alien representatives as equals. The blockade ships around Earth had left 6 months ago. President Martinez, now older with more gray hair, stood at the center of the room. She wore a formal blue and gold uniform. Behind her stood representatives from Earth and the human colony worlds. "Today marks a new chapter in galactic history," Martinez said. Her voice was strong and confident. "After years of tension, humans and the Council will work together as partners, not enemies." High Leader Vorex, who whose skin now showed patches of dull gray with age, nodded slowly. The council acknowledges that our approach to humanity was flawed. We tried to cage what could not be caged. The new agreement was simple but powerful. Earth would join the council as a full member with the same rights as other species. The human colonies would be recognized as independent but connected to Earth. Humans would share some of their unique technologies, especially their advances in stealth systems. How did this happen? A young alien reporter asked an older council member after the ceremony. The old alien's skin turned a thoughtful shade of purple. The humans surprised us. When we surrounded Earth, we thought we had them trapped. But they had already escaped. They had spread their seeds among the stars before we even knew what was happening. In a private room, Martinez met with Orcs for the last time as Earth's leader. She would soon step down after 3 terms as president. "You know, we never wanted war," she said, sipping the blue alien drink that tasted like sweet fruit. "We just wanted to find our own way." Vorex's skin showed bands of blue and green, a sign of respect and regret. "We were afraid. Your people developed so quickly. In one of your centuries, you went from simple flying machines to faster-than-light travel. Most species take 1,000 years for such progress. Being quick doesn't make us dangerous," Martinez said. "It just makes us human." On the colony world New Hope, now a thriving city of 5,000 people, Captain Lily Chen, now Governor Chen, watched a council ship land peacefully at their spaceport. It was the first official visitor from the Galactic Council. "Did you ever think you'd see this day?" asked Jack Wells, who stood beside her. His hair had gray streaks now. "Honestly, no," she admitted. "I thought we'd be hiding for generations. Instead, we forced them to accept us," Jack said with a smile. Back on Earth, Admiral Jones and Dr. Sam Rivera watched the signing ceremony on a large screen. "Project Nightfall worked better than we ever imagined," Rivera said. Jones nodded. "We just wanted to ensure human survival. Instead, we changed the balance of power in the galaxy. The best part," Rivera added, "is that we did it without firing a single shot." In the years that followed, humans and council species learned from each other. Many aliens visited Earth, curious about the planet that had produced such a surprising species. Human ships explored the galaxy, discovering new worlds and making new friends. The Council had once tried to limit humanity out of fear. Now they understood a simple truth. Some things grow stronger when you try to contain them. Humans weren't dangerous because they were aggressive. They were unstoppable because they refused to be caged. As Admiral Jones later wrote in his memoirs, "The Council begged us to accept their limits, but humans wouldn't negotiate our freedom. In the end, the stars themselves weren't enough to hold us." John Carter straightened his navy blue uniform and took a deep breath. The massive doors of the Galactic Council chamber loomed before him. As Earth's first ambassador to the stars, the weight of humanity rested on his shoulders. "Ready, sir?" asked Susan Miller, commander of the U.S. Defiant. Her hand rested casually near her sidearm. John nodded, as ready as anyone can be when meeting 17 alien species at once. The doors slid open with a soft hiss. The council chamber was a huge half-circle. 17 different alien representatives sat at curved desks that rose in tiers like an amphitheater. Lights from 3 artificial suns streamed through the transparent ceiling, casting rainbow patterns across the polished floor. High Chancellor Zix Vora stood at the center podium. The tall, 6-limbed alien had pale blue skin and large, unblinking eyes that reminded John of a praying mantis. "Ambassador Carter of Earth," Zix Vora's voice boomed through the chamber. "We welcome humanity to the galactic community." John stepped forward while Susan and her security team waited at the entrance. He bowed slightly. "On behalf of Earth, I thank you for this invitation." The next hour passed with each council member introducing themselves. Some looked almost human. Others were completely foreign. Clouds of gas, crystalline structures, or writhing masses of tentacles. Then Zixforer raised 2 of his 6 hands. Now to business. We have prepared the standard integration terms for Earth. A holographic document appeared in the air before John. He skimmed it quickly, his face revealing nothing. Inside, his stomach tightened. The terms were clear. Earth would surrender control of its military. All advanced research would require Council approval. 80% of Earth's mineral resources would be subject to Council allocation. Human ships could not travel beyond their own solar system without Council escorts. These terms are standard, Zixforer continued. All 17 current member species agreed to them upon joining. The Council has stood for 4,000 years on these principles. The chamber fell silent. All eyes and sensory organs focused on John. He cleared his throat. High Chancellor, respected Council members, I have reviewed your terms. John paused, making eye contact with each alien representative. Earth must respectfully decline. The chamber erupted. Some aliens leaped to their feet. Others emitted high-pitched whistles or flashed bright colors. Zixforer's blue skin darkened to nearly purple. You? Decline. The High Chancellor seemed unable to process the words. No species has ever declined initial terms. John stood firm. Humans seek partnership, not servitude. We will not surrender our independence, not even for the benefits of galactic technology. From her position near the door, Susan noticed Council security forces shifting positions. She subtly signaled her team to spread out. A short, furry representative named Trelna spoke up. Perhaps the human doesn't understand. Without Council protection, Earth remains vulnerable to many dangers in the galaxy. The threat was thinly veiled. John smiled. We understand perfectly. Humans have faced extinction many times in our history. Each time, we survived not by submission, but by innovation and determination. He turned back to Zixforer. We offer friendship and trade on equal terms. We will not accept second-class status in the galaxy. This is unprecedented, hissed a Serpentine Council member. The human speaks as if they have a choice. John's eyes hardened. There is always a choice. Earth chooses independence. Zixforer slammed a hand on his podium. This session is adjourned for consultation. Ambassador Carter, remain on the station. We will reconvene in 2 cycles. As the Council members filed out, many cast curious or hostile glances at the human delegation. Susan approached John. That went well, she said with a hint of sarcasm. John shrugged. They expected us to bow down like everyone else. They don't understand humans yet. Susan checked her communications device. Defense fleets back home are on standby, just in case these folks don't take rejection well. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, John said, watching the last Council members leave. But humanity will never surrender its freedom. Not to dictators on Earth, and not to dictators among the stars.